Well, I have one more to add to your collection.
Wow,
And
double
this
gift.
one isn't music though, it's more media, but I'm sure you like it. It's Gundam Wing. Oh, no, it's just Gundam. Hello, hello. My name's Christian Lee here for Earworm Digital. We're here with
Elephante.
and Elephante. How you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. I'm a little tired, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah, you did have to drive here all on your own, huh?
I did drive down, but I normally would have come earlier, but I was in studio all day until like 8 p.m. trying to.
Dang. 8 p.m. You drove straight down here?
I left like at 9. So
Wow.
yeah, pretty much.
So that means you basically just like kind of just got here then.
Yeah, I got here like 5 minutes before you got
That's
here.
crazy. Dang, you've been grinding today then.
Well, my album is due on Monday, so I was getting I had my last song to finish and got it rendered before I left. So
Wow, that's crazy. Dude, you're really trying to put down the buzzer beater.
that's how I work. I need a deadline. If it was due next week, I'd be working late next weekend. So.
Hey, no stone left unturned.
I was a kid in college who'd pull all-nighters that did
Okay,
shows
yeah.
do,
No, I'm
so.
familiar too. Oh my gosh. Those really bring me back. You just made your own label, Hidden Horizons.
I did.
And you're doing this with someone that's on it? Is it or just collaborating with? It's with Yeta.
So Hidden Horizon is it is a label, but it is mostly an artist collective, and it's really for the homies, and it's about building a community and uplifting up-and-coming Asian American producer talent. Just because when I was coming up, I really struggled with being Asian and being a DJ. I've been in the game a while, but 10 years ago, it was a lot more unusual than it is now, and I felt a lot of imposter syndrome, and I didn't want to identify with being Asian. I didn't want to be the Steve Aoki wannabe, because that was pretty much all there was. And so I really struggled with my identity for a long time, and so I wanted to start this. It's not just a label, it's a whole sort of, I really wanted it to be like an artist collective where we help each other out, and I can give my guidance and advice to artists so that they don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. And I never really had a crew coming up, and just I wanted to build it and provide that support and that community that I never had when I was starting my career.
Wow. That's very honorable to do. And I think that's very interesting too, because like you said, because when you've been around for 10 plus years, and around that time there wasn't too many, but nowadays there are quite a bit.
There are a few more, but still, if you look at it, like if you look at the EDC lineup, right, it's like if you're in the crowd, it's like what, half Asian?
I know, but like the people on the top billing.
Yeah. So there are a lot of up and comers. Like Chill's killing it, Jana, Sabai, Huang, all the homies, Yetep, of course. But I really just want to give back and kind of help people not make the same mistakes and bash their heads against the same walls as I did. So.
That's so cool. And a quick side note, I do want to shout out another, artist that I feel that's rising, Tsunami. I like
Tsunami,
her.
killing it. I've been fortunate enough to talk to a bunch of, even younger guns that are just coming up. There's this kid Fells who is crazy talented, and I really think he's next. I've been talking to this kid Shadow from London who just did a remix for me. It's really the kids now are so good at producing. It's actually insane. It's like, because they grew up with it, and now they're native to the process of it, whereas I had to learn more of it as an adult, whereas they just grew up with it, and so that they're like prodigies. So
yeah, it's kind of like back in the NBA. Back in the day, they're like Wilt Chamberlain's playing against like janitors, milkmen. And now,
man, I came up like wearing like Converses and shit. Now they got like the Nike Air Max.
It's crazy.
The new Kobe's. So.
And then I think that's cool too, because you did announce that you are dropping an album in the next few months, and I think we can at least say the title since this is coming out after Cope.
The album is called Cope. It's coming out at the end of November. I am super proud of it. It is kind of the summary of everything I've been through since the end of pandemic. The idea is it's 10 songs about how I've coped with the hard times in my life, and I kind of realized that people create their own realities to deal with whatever they're going through, whatever challenges, whatever struggles. And for me, it's making music. And so, I had a really bad breakup. So, I went through it's loosely based on the stages of grief. So, you have your sadness and your depression, and then you have your anger, and then you have your acceptance, and you have your release. And so I realized all the songs I was writing were around the different ways that I was coping with everything going on in my life. And so I'm really, really proud of it, and I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
That's interesting, because I feel like, this does sound like a very personal record, because I know one of your recent records too, Heavy Glow, I feel like is in a way tied a little bit to your inspiration to creating Hidden Horizon with like identity and everything, and now you're doing a different theme that's also personal.
Yeah, I started off in music as a singer-songwriter, so to me the song was always the most important, and the song is that's always the seed, and it's from what the song means to me is all the production and everything else comes from that. And so to me, lyrics are really important. I like to write stories with songs with stories, and I didn't really think, as I was writing all this music, I didn't really have a master plan in mind. And so I just, I had a bunch of these songs put together, and I was just kind of looking back at them, and I was like, okay, what's sort of the common theme? And I was walking my dog, and the album title Cope came to me, and I was like, I think because it was, it's like the gamer slang when they're like, yeah, that's cope, and it's like, yeah, a lot of these stories, like, yeah, it is cope, but you need that, and that's everyone needs something to get through their tough times.
That's funny, because you talk about gaming too, because I heard last year you made a song with Amber Lou, and I heard you both met through Valorant.
We did. It was a charity tournament, and we were put together on a team, and we were put up against a couple pros, and we played 5-on-2, and I had never played Valorant. I'm an Apex shooter.
Oh, okay.
And so I never played Counter-Strike, and I was a complete noob, and I think in 30 rounds I got 2 kills in a 5-on-2, and it went progressively worse and worse, where it was okay, they could do whatever, then it was pistols only, and then it was melee only, and it was so yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then we just Amber and I just started talking. We're like, hey, we should make some music, and we ended up connecting over that. So
nice. And then you talked about for Cope, you also started out you basically, before even Elephante happened, you started off as a singer-songwriter, and you still are, but now it's more mixed with electronic. But when you were first making music, who were some inspirations for you?
So growing up, I wanted to be John Mayer. That was my idol, and from there, that led me down the road to a lot of classic rock like Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, and other singer-songwriters like Damien Rice. That was the stuff I really gravitated towards, and then I went down the road, started listening to indie electronic like Mike Snow and Bag Raiders and Passion Pit, and then I heard Scary Monsters by Skrillex, and my fucking head exploded, and I was like, what is this?
Rewired your brain, huh?
Yeah, and saw Cascade at Coachella, and I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. So Kind of fell into it later on in my life, but I fell in love with it, and here I am.
And, we've chatted quite a bit. And, first time meeting, but I feel like we have some chemistry here. I'm thinking, could we take this to the next step? Do you think we could be pals? We could be friends?
This is a big commitment.
Are you ready for it?
Do you want to hold hands?
You can.
Oh, you got soft hands.
I know. But see, a thing I do for my friends is give them gifts because that's one of my love languages. So I do have a few gifts for you.
Oh, wow.
And you didn't mention these, but they still played a pivotal role, I think, in just you being the musician you are today. First one is one of your favorite bands, and it is Greatest Hits. It's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wow. This is great.
I know. One of your favorite songs is on here, too. What is it? By the way, Scar Tissue, Other Side, which I stole the title for a song, but Parallel Universe, very underrated. Higher Ground, also great. Excellent. I don't have this one. I have By the Way and Californication, so thank you so much. You're welcome. Well, I have one more to add to your collection.
Wow.
And
Double
this
gift.
one isn't music, though. It's more media, but I'm sure you like it. It's Gundam Wing. Oh, no, it's just Gundam.
Dude, I was big into Gundam and Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid. Watch Toonami, and I'd watch like the Japanese dubs.
Yeah.
So this is hell yeah. Is this a record or is this is this like the soundtrack?
Yeah, soundtrack.
Hell yeah. Dude, this is sick, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, and now that we're officially friends too, now that I buttered you up with some gifts, I have a few more questions for you.
Now comes the tough questions.
Now here's the tough questions. Okay. So first one is that actually you're from Ann Arbor, and actually
Correct.
a fun question because I actually just visited recently. Zingerman's Deli.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. That's our church. That is our holy place in Ann Arbor. Best deli in the world. Come see me. Tweet at me. I don't care. You heard it here.
Zingerman's, please give them a sponsor. Okay, and then another one too is actually I think it's funny because you mentioned this person, Passion Pit. They're a big influence on you, and I heard Little Secrets used to be your alarm clock.
It did. I don't even know how you knew that. I forgot until you just mentioned it. But yeah, it was my alarm clock, and then I had to change it because
it was just annoying you.
No, because it like waking up is the worst thing ever, and it like associated one of my favorite songs with the worst part of my day. So I was like, I hate this song now, so I had to just change it to whatever normal Apple alarm.
Well, that's a good. And also
that is a deep cut. I'm very impressed by that. I don't even know how you knew that.
Speaking of deep cuts, too, do you remember this person, Long John Steele?
Long John Steele, John Henry. How do you know John Henry?
I know a lot of things.
Wow, these are really deep cuts.
This one's a little bit more recent, but still a little bit more recent, but still a deep cut. And I need to know because this photo is crazy. How did you meet Taylor Swift?
Oh, Tay-Tay. We go way back.
You have met her a few times.
No, we my buddy, one of my best friends, Jack, got invited to go see her show. I think it was the 1989 tour. Mm-hmm. And so we saw her at Staples, and she invited us backstage, and we got to hang out and party with her and Haim, and it was like one of my first like, okay, we in LA, like this is a vibe. But yeah, she's super nice. And she's very tall.
Yeah.
I was not expecting how tall she was, and I was not expecting how nice she was. So, big Tay-Tay fan.
And you've done a lot of shows. I mean, you're doing one tonight. You've been to San Diego a few times before, but I bet you've done a few interesting shows too. I heard at one show, maybe it was at a college, you helped kick down a door. Kick down a door?
These are really deep cuts. I don't even remember these.
I think it was like at what college? Maybe like FU or something, or.
Florida International, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know how you're getting all this. I can't. I'm a little concerned. I don't actually remember kicking down any doors, but that sounds like something I would do in my younger years. So I will not dispute it.
Okay. And then a younger thing you did when you were younger too. I'm wondering if you could dispute this. I heard you were at least clumsy a lot when it came to coffee. You used to spill a lot on yourself, or maybe you still do today.
Yes, I still do. It's whenever I'm wearing like colored clothing, it's just like a magnet. Especially in like Ubers, like just like the bumps and the like shitty like travel lids. It's just like automatically on my hoodie. Like all of my travel hoodies have coffee stains on them at this point.
Okay. And one last question, because you're about to go do your set pretty soon, is this one might be the deepest cut because you did do a song we talked about with Amber called "Leave the Ground," but what can you tell me about the song way back in the day called "Back Off the Ground"?
That is the deepest cut of all. So "Back Off the Ground" was one of the first songs I wrote when I moved to LA. Was it? Or did I even write it back before then? But it was before Elephante existed. It was on my acoustic EP as Tim Wu when I first moved to LA in 2011. That is, it's sitting around somewhere, but it's, yeah, that was one of my favorites from way back. I played it at a bunch of open mics, so very impressed.
All right. Well, thank you for taking time to interview. It's been a lot of fun. And before we turn off the camera, though, you have plugged, a song that's coming out soon, your album that's coming out in a few months too. But do you want to talk more about that, or do you have anything else to say? The rest of the time is all you.
Yeah, just thank you for having me. All We Get is the new single with Yetep and Day. It comes out, I don't remember the date, but a week from Friday, I want to say. So that is the math in head.
It's coming out soon.
14th? 13th? 13th. I think that's 13th.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, no, it was Peter's, Yetep is a homie. I've been wanting to work with him forever. Day is incredibly talented, and it's a song about coming to terms with the things you have and not the things that you want. And sometimes the thing that you really need is right in front of you, and accepting that and being grateful for it and just living in the moment. And I think it's a very important message for me at this point in my life. And so yeah, I'm super stoked for everyone to hear it and the rest of the album.